So I wanted to make this quick video. I didn't want to talk about much today. Well, at least not right now. I have to clean the house. But I did think, you know what? I'm just gonna start making like really fast videos so that I could just give some suggestions. Um, that way I don't bore you guys with the super long, over exaggerating, probably oversharing video. Um, for those who are have children with special needs attending schools under the Los Angeles Unified School District, one of the things that I did once when I was trying to fight for my son's resources was I dug in to a lot of information. Like, they'd say something and then I'd counter back by making requests. So I wanted to just share with you guys that you guys have the right under our federal laws to request public information. According to the Freedom of Information Act, you can make a Public Records Act request to the Los Angeles Unified School District. So, and it'll help you guys out, you know. And if they tell you guys something, tell them, write that person a formal letter stating, hey, I'd like to make a Public Records Act request with that information, that specific thing you just said. Let's say that they say, let's say you request an assessment, and somebody responds by saying, oh, you know, it's unnecessary. That's probably a bad example, because that you can actually obtain through the parents rights handbook, which you should also request one of those. They should be given by law. They're supposed to hand you one as soon as you speak to anybody about any initial anything that has to do with special education, right? Anything that has to do with suspicions of your child or anything, they immediately should hand you the parents guide to special education rights, and they actually have you sign for it. So okay, so let me give you that example. I was not provided that handbook when I entered school to enroll my son, and I had suspicions and I had not diagnosed my son. The assistant principal said, you're supposed to go and have your son diagnosed through his medical team, and then you bring us that diagnosis, and then we use that diagnosis so that we can know what his diagnosis is. Well, that was very incorrect information, 100% incorrect, because I walked in saying I'd like my son to be evaluated for diagnosis, and that was her response. Well, when I fought on behalf of my son in court, because I represented my son, I didn't have an attorney. I did not even know how to obtain one, but I just thought, you know what? Let there be no peace for these guys. I'm going to show resistance. I'll represent myself. I came across this Public Records Act law, and first I found out that upon me having spoken to this assistant principal, she was supposed to hand me the parents guide, because the parents guide gives you step by step of all your rights, what you should expect when you approach the school and ask for a diagnosis or ask for assessments. And it would have stated, it does state right there, it states right there that they're supposed to immediately diagnose. You create an assessment plan within 15 days, and then within 30 days your child will have an IEP and a diagnosis. 30 or 60, I forget, it's either 30 or 60, but and it states in the guide that they were supposed to hand me that guide, so, and that we're supposed to sign for it. So that's where I wanted to corner them in court and say, well, you never gave me this. And I used the Freedom of Information Act, and I made a Public Records Act request. And I requested, how are we supposed to first, how would you district know if your administrators are following the rules, they're doing the right thing, and they're handing the parents guides when they're supposed to? And their response was, you sign for it. So then again, I used the Freedom of Information Act, and I made another Public Records Act request, and I said, I'd like to request all signatures of when I signed stating that I received this this guide. And that's when I got the list back of all the dates, and that's where I was able to prove to the Los Angeles Unified School District that their special education assistant principal never provided me that that guide when I went in there on the dates that I stated. So you could use that for anything. I used the Freedom of Information Act again when they told me that they were not going to help me with that pilot program that they had said that they were going to help me with. And they stated that there was not enough children in that school with autism for them to be able to create a pilot program, which was, I wanted a better setting for the children, which actually is supposed to be like, and it already exists, a alternate curriculum autism program. And then I wanted a sort of an alternate curriculum autism program, but for high level, right? For high functioning, so that we can have some kind of middle thing from special day to gen ed. And so when they said that there wasn't enough children with autism in that school, and they needed at least eight to even consider a pilot program, those were the exact words. I promise you, I have the emails. I made that request, the Public Records Act request, through the Los Angeles Unified School District, and I said, I'd like to know how many children are currently being bussed out of this school. Because I thought, I know you guys are bussing children out. And I know you guys are bussing children out with special needs. And I know you guys are bussing children out with autism. That's why you're not collecting 8. That's how you're able to find a loophole. Now, is it public records for me to know how many children are being bussed out? Yes, 11 children were being bussed out. And I use that in court. So, if you're trying to fight the Los Angeles Unified School District, please get them with the Public Records Act requests. All you have to do is, you could write it however, chat GPT a letter, or through the LAUSD website, they actually have a template that you could just fill out, and you can request anything. They have to respond by 10 days. So when they respond, they'll either say this does not fall under the Public Records Act, whatever, or they'll say, okay, give us some time to try to get this information. Another thing I do suggest, if you guys are going to start making Public Record Act requests, is request a district validation review for special education. So what that is the district comes and they question teachers and they question administrators, and they see if they know what they're doing as far as special education, and then they'll grade them. Like, they'll give them percentages and stuff, and I think even like grades. I think it's percentages, sorry. I don't know where I got grades from, but percentages for sure, because I remember the school that I used that at that time, because when they said oh, your child cannot go here. We don't have anything here for your child. But don't you worry, parent. We have a couple of those programs in other schools. I requested that district validation review for the school my son was currently attending, and then for the school they wanted to send my son to. And the grades were low. The percentages were low. It showed that less than 50% of the teachers knew exactly what to do when they were in suspicion of a child needing an assessment. They had no idea. 50%. 50%. So if you guys could imagine all those children that just keep being passed and passed and passed grades, and nobody catches what to do. That's where all my pain has accumulated. So request a district validation review. If you've spoken to anyone in your school and have requested assessments and they deny you assessments, first of all, document everything, please. Everything. As soon as you leave that person's site, write them an immediate email. Like, get into your car, just do it right there in the front. As a matter of fact, I started to, give me 1 second. Like, it got so bad that every time we talk, like face to face, I would just, give me 1 second. Oh, you're saying this? And then sometimes I would, because then I have to get these facts straight. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you're not supposed to record unless you obtain somebody's permission. I know that I think one of the California codes states, but I'm not sure if it's different, if it's public schools. But I would tell them, give me 1 second. I would press record on my phone showing that I'm on school grounds. And then I would say, I'm here in the school. I'm not going to show anybody's face per California Code 605, I think. I forgot. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be recording this person without their permission. But this is what this person just said. I'm right here. I could record my husband. He's right here with me. And he's a witness. And this person just stated this. So I'd either do that, or I would just like shoot this person an email. Or I would do both. I'd say, give me 1 second. Let me also send you an email really quickly. And I would send an email and say, you just stated this. It is very important for us to document as much as humanly possible. Sorry. It is very important for us to document as much as humanly possible, because do you know how big the Los Angeles Unified School District is? It's huge. And they know how to get it. They've been getting away with this for years. And they're going to continue to get away with this unless, this hits. So until then, please help yourself out. Help us out. Document absolutely everything. Request everything that comes out of their mouth. Request it immediately. I would like a Public Records Act request. I've been in meetings where es que tiran pura hablada, you know what I mean? Like, they think that we don't know, and sometimes we don't know. We're learning as, we go. But if something doesn't feel right in your gut, then you know what? Can I make a Public Records Act request right now? Can you please actually print that for me? I'll wait. I'll wait. Don't worry. You're stating this. That does not seem right. But hey, you obviously are stating it because you have it. It's a policy. It's a district policy. That's another thing. If you are unsure of something, look up the LAUSD bulletins. I pulled out bulletins for everything, and you're supposed to be able to find them on the LAUSD, or you can make just in case you don't want to navigate through that website, you can make a Public Records Act request for a bulletin. So you say, what was the last bulletin that I pulled up? I think it was an incident report bulletin. My son's school decided to write an incident report when I wrote a letter to one of the administrators stating, hey, you, my son, okay, I don't want to say too much private information, but I said, I pulled up the incident report bulletin and nowhere does it state that my son was supposed to be in a room with you signing any form of paper without me. I want you to respond on behalf of this. It wasn't a huge incident. So sometimes I let things go. Like, I don't want to, if I don't have to, it wasn't my special needs son. It was one of my neurotypical boys. But, you know, to me, it was just like, let's just talk. Let's just talk. Like, obviously, you're going to have to kind of know that I cannot let you put my boy in a room and have him fill out an incident report without me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to be mean to you guys. I know I'm already producing a lot of resistance because of my special needs boy, but don't, like, tantienle, you know what I mean? Please, I'm trying my best to be cool. Like, I don't want to fight, but, you know, tantienle, you know, like, let's respond to this. I just want to know how you guys thought you guys were gonna put my boy in a room and have him fill out an incident report without me. Just, you know what I mean? So I obtained the incident report through the LAUSD bulletin. So it'll be like LAUSD bulletin 635.29 star incident report. And then you could read the entire report yourself. And those are the policies that they are supposed to follow. And no, in this particular case, so this is just information that I'm providing you guys. In this particular case, they were not supposed to put my son in a room to have him fill out the incident report. The incident report is supposed to be filled out by them. And my son was not supposed to sign anything. So, like I said, the incident ended up being that I wrote a letter to the counselor because she kept, well, okay, so I'm not gonna, so I thought, okay, well, the incident was that I wrote a letter, right? And I was just like, hey, that was not cool that you kept harassing my boy about not graduating because of his attendance. You know what I mean? Like, I swear, I chat GPT the letter. Like, I was not gonna insult this person, you know, and I guess they wanted to cover themselves. And I thought, okay, it's fine. Cover yourself. It's okay. But talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, I called you and left you like 5 voicemails so that we can talk. And at the end, you cornered my boy into an office. Like, no. Thank God my son just kind of, you know, we talked about it, but imagine if my boy would have came home like not okay mentally, like, but anyways, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I want you guys to defend yourselves as much as possible. Like I said, LAUSD bulletins, you could request them. You could either look them up yourself or you could request them through the LAUSD paralegal department. That's where you make your request, right? You just contact the LAUSD paralegal department and request away, and then document everything that everybody tells you, any administrator, and immediately send them that, hey, per our conversation today, this is what was said back and forth. And let's see what else. I think that's it. IEPs, you do have the legal right to record them, but you have to inform them in advance, and always do it through email. Let me see what else. And I think that's it. If I forget anything, like I said, I'm just gonna try to do like quick videos, but I think that's very important, for very important information. Try to obtain immediately the Parents Guide Handbook. I think it's called Procedures Parents Guide Handbook for Special Education Services. You can obtain a copy prior to you even approaching the school. Like if you're like, oh, I think I have suspicions of my son, I kind of want to prepare myself, and I'll make a video for that. I want to prepare myself to go and make a request for an evaluation. First, look at the guide, read it, and then you'll be a little bit more prepared, right? So if you go and then you make that request, by then you'll already know exactly what's supposed to be done, and you'll catch that if they don't, right? If they don't follow the procedures, you'll see it. You'll know. They're supposed to immediately hand you that guide. Who cares if you have it? Who cares if you have it? You're supposed to immediately receive it, and you're supposed to sign for it. So yeah, also assessments, requests for assessments, always have them stamp it with the school stamp and sign it in time, like right there, right in front of you. They have 15 days to respond, so it has to be stamped by the school stamp, dated and timed, and signed by the person receiving that assessment request. So yeah, so I'll make a video of all that stuff, I think, later, just so I could try to make shorter videos so I don't drive you guys nuts. But yeah, so have a wonderful day. Échenle muchas ganas. I'm working, I just keep saying I'm so sorry. I keep saying when I talk about the organization, because sometimes I feel like I'm dragging people in, which I know I'm not. Please, nobody, don't get offended. I don't really feel like I'm dragging anyone in. Mainly it's just me feeling like I'm being a bother. Like, everybody has their own lives, and I am gonna need a lot of help. And if I keep like we, like, it just seems like I'm kind of force dragging, like, with those words. So I just sometimes say in case also, let's just say I flop. I'm not gonna be like we flopped, I feel like I would just take full responsibility and just be like, pues no se me hizo. But I don't plan on failing. I mean, I don't know. Of course, there's no such thing as failure, right? We learn. But le voy a echar muchas ganas, and I'm just gonna see how everything goes. But parents, I got your back big time. And let's be nice, please, to the administrators. There are some that are just so beautiful and so awesome and so there for your children. Tweedy Elementary, God, you guys are the best. Like, the best thing that ever happened to me. The best thing that ever happened to me. I love you guys so much. Don't ever think any of this has to do with you guys. You guys super rock. Everyone is doing everything right. And when I talk about my son's former school, where I went through all the problems, first off, those people are gone. That horrible speech therapist is gone, and that horrible assistant principal who lied to me over and over and over, they're gone. But they got replaced by the principal, right? You'll be exposed, Mr. Principal. The assistant principal, thank God, she has been so lovely to me, and I'm so grateful for her. So I feel very blessed, and I do feel like really had my back. And the therapists were awesome to me, to my son, and then the teachers. Man, my oldest went to that school, and my second oldest went to that school. Just my little baby boy, he went with brother to follow him to the new school to Tweedy, where we, so yeah, it's been some stuff. But the teachers at my son's former school, Independence, I love you guys more than what you guys could imagine. I was a volunteer parent. We all got along really well. Miss Ochoa, my son's very first teacher. Well, not very first. Miss Felix was his first in Head Start at home. But in school, it was Miss Ochoa, and you just did absolutely wonderful. And I'm so grateful to you. And yeah, please, everyone, let's be kind to our teachers. Let's be kind to the administrators. Let's be kind up until they show something horrible, you know what I mean? Like, let's always be kind, because a lot of people who come into the field, they do love the children. They do. They're there for the children. And let's not forget, therapists, resource specialists, there's only so much they can do. Like, if they're trying really hard. I've been really, really close to some resource specialists, like, and I know what can they really do. They're working for the Los Angeles Unified School District, and their heart breaks, like, they're the ones that have to witness the horror too. And sometimes parents, they take it out on them, and that's not what I want. I hope that if ever I speak with some kind of like excess, like firmness, or like probably even anger, like if I'm showing that I'm angry, please, I don't want anyone to be angry. Let's all first give each other a very, very fair chance. Because let's say, the first person you come across, what if they really didn't know? When I pulled up those district validation reviews, and I saw that 50% of teachers don't know what to do if they're in suspicion of a child needing to get an assessment, I thought, man, like, imagine how furious a parent would feel, against the teacher. But if the teacher hasn't been taught, like trained, you know what I mean? Or like in my son's case, my teacher fought for that assessment. My teacher was like, tell me what to sign. Tell me what I'm supposed to sign. Like, there, enough is enough. And she went the extra mile to document everything and request the assessments for my son. And, it would be very unfortunate if somebody, just blamed her. Like, if I was a different parent and I ended up blaming her. I was there with my son volunteering. Nunca lo solté. I was with them 24/7. They always wanted me to leave, but I couldn't. My son was nonverbal, and I knew, So, I swear, I'm saying it through video right now, possibly angry, possibly, the Los Angeles Unified School District, like, me tiene bien traumada. And so I speak with a lot of anger when I speak about the LAUSD. But it has nothing to do with a lot of the good teachers. It has nothing to do with a lot of the good administrators. It has nothing to do with a lot of the good therapists, school psychologists, resource specialists. That's something completely separate. Sometimes it's out of their control too. So, please, let's have their backs too. I always, secretly talk to them and tell them, like, don't worry, one day I'll pull you out of here and you could come work for us, and we'll create a change. And so yeah, so I just wanted to say that. So I hope you guys like this video. Thank God I haven't passed 30 minutes. So have a great day, and for those who are struggling majorly with your child and you feel like, what do I have to look forward to? Please have to look forward to us. Please. We're coming. I swear. I feel it strongly in my heart. I feel it in my bones. I think, live, and breathe special needs. I think, live, and breathe changes. I've had this embedded in me since my son's diagnosis changed my life forever. And so I'm not gonna give up, and I'm gonna one day try to make your life a little bit better in the way I know how it's really supposed to be. So yeah. So have a great day, everyone, and ánimos y échenle ganas, and yeah, I'll see you guys next video.